Hector Neris was not the only one that was sweating bullets all tonight in the ninth inning. We're going to show you every single pitch of Nervous Neris' final inning and how this one turned out for the Cubs. They led 7-0. They started off by hitting 4 home runs off of Garrett Crochet. Bellinger, Happ, Paredes, and Horner all went yard. That's what we should have been focusing on, was just a blowout win against the historically worst team that we've seen in probably our entire last 30 years of baseball. But instead, this one came down to the final out. But really quickly before we get to the ninth inning, I just need the Cubs to work on their pimp jobs after a home run because, first of all, Isaac Paredes right there, he puts his head down like, oh man, I missed it. And he 100% got all of that one. As you're rounding the bases, you can see he knew that thing was out. He just didn't want to tell anyone with his body language. And then Nico Horner hits a bomb, and what's the bat flip there, Nico? He's so used to sprinting out of the box. I think it just kind of surprised him that he hit it that hard and that far and that out. That yeah, we need to work on the bat flip there for a second, Nico. But hey, I digress. Hey, and make sure that you are subscribed. I'm doing breakdowns all the time of Cubs games. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all the things, share it, like it, anything you want to do, but just make sure that you're subscribed. This game was 7-0 Cubs, but Mr. Andrew Benintendi and the White Sox come all the way back. Basically, the same back-to-back home runs from Benintendi, nearly caught by Seiya as he goes up against the wall, but both of them leave the yard. And so it's 7-6, which, by the way, 7-6 was the final score of the first 2 games between these clubs. And that's what's going to have to be if the Cubs are going to win this game. Nervous Neris, Heart Attack Hector, whatever you want to call him. Let's watch every single pitch of this ninth inning, all 20 of them. He comes right out of the chute with 3 back-to-back splitters. The first one a ball, the second one a strike, and this next one just a floater right over the middle of the plate. Now, here's the thing about Neris. You can tell very quickly in his outing if he's got his good splitter or if he's got kind of his floaty, I gotta just rely on location because it doesn't have much bite to it kind of splitter. Here's an example of one that bites really hard. This one is against the Giants, and as you can see, as soon as it gets out of his hand, it just darts straight down. Essentially, that one, when it starts off higher, it's just kind of slipping out of the fingers, whereas when it starts at the belt, he's kind of controlling that and getting that top spin so that it's going downward. I'm no Jim DeShays. I can't really break down exactly how that thing works, but I can tell you that has been the biggest difference when I see that his splitter stays up a little bit. It just kind of floats when he starts it right at the belt and then it goes down. That's when it really bites. So first batter is on. The very next pitch to Brooks Baldwin is a bunt attempt, and Bethancourt says, I got it, and just like my coach taught me in baseball in high school, A before B, as you'll see on the replay here, Bethancourt is picking up the ball as he's looking away, barely tips it with his pinky, and for that reason, it is now first and second with nobody out. And let's just be honest, Cubs fans, we were all thinking it was that 8-0 loss against the Padres, but you were thinking to yourself, well, at least they're a good team. They're leading in the wild card standings. This is the White Sox. Of all teams, not the White Sox. But it felt like that was about to happen. And so you got Nicky Lopez, who's already 3 for 4 this game. And the first pitch that Nicky gets is right down the middle at 93. Take another look. I mean, how are you missing that one after you've got 3 hits in this game? Next one is 93, high and away, fouls that one off. And then he just kind of gets that floater again, fouls it off again, and then one more floater, but this time a good location. It's off the edge of the plate, and a nice little easy fly out to Ian Happ. There is your first out, a big sigh of relief. But then you've got Luis Robert Jr. coming up. I don't care what kind of season he's having. He is still extremely dangerous. And 94, pretty much down the middle again. And you get him to pop out to right field. Suzuki camps under it, makes the grab, but runner going over to third base. That is big, especially with Neris and that splitter. That one goes in the dirt a lot. And you've got Andrew Benintendi, who's already hit 2 home runs in this game, coming up for the White Sox. Now, the big thing about Neris, and you're going to see it in these next few pitches, I'm actually finding some balks that could have been called, but he got extremely lucky, and that's one of the things that the broadcast kept talking about is Neris. He does this thing where he kind of wiggles and he never really comes set. He needs to focus on coming set. Someone needs to keep reminding him, dude, come set when there are runners on, because the very first pitch to Benintendi, let's watch it. You're not going to see it right away with your naked eye because of this camera angle, but I'm going to zoom in for you. This is a balk. This could easily have been called a balk. As we zoom in here, he never came to a stop. He just wiggles back and forth. You could argue that there was a barely split second stop, but any umpire could have called that a balk. You could have had a tie game with the winning run on second base. Instead, it ends up being ball one, high and away on the fastball. Again, not a competitive pitch. Next one, once again, not a competitive fastball. And then instead of it being non-competitive, he just lays it in there once again, right down the middle. That ball should have been hit for a 3-run home run and a White Sox win, but it's fouled away. Got extremely lucky. Then on the 2-1, a non-competitive pitch again, nearly gets away from Bethancourt. On 3-1, the fastball, once again, it's in a good location this time under the bat of Benintendi, fouls it away, and then Benintendi goes to work on a full count, fouls another one away, kind of a weird finish on that one, and then fouls another one away, again, another weird finish. Bottom hand's kind of coming off. Usually it's the top hand. And then on 3-2, 2 outs. This is what you live for, right? And freezes him. No! It's just barely off the plate. Home plate umpire had a good call. Neris is wondering where it's at. He somehow finds a way to laugh about this. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat, and he's over here chuckling. But that is a ball, as we can see. And Tommy Hotovy comes out. They're going to talk about how they want to attack Andrew Vaughn. You've got to focus on avoiding a balk. And here is the deal. The very first pitch to Andrew Vaughn. Let's take a look. Does not come set. That could have easily been called a balk. One more time. Look at it one more time. Just never comes set. Never stops. And the Cubs get another break. It is a ball. Then he hangs the splitter. That should have been a grand slam. White Sox should have won 10-7. Instead, it's new life for Neris again. And now you've got a 1-1 count to Andrew Vaughn. Fastball up high. He gets under it. PCA gets under it as well. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. Can you believe it? 3 games against the White Sox, 3 nail-biters, and 3 finals of 7-6. This team is killing me. But they somehow are finding a way to give us hope. They are now just 2 games under 500 at 58-60.